Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. So a number of things have been happening with the Ripple team and subsequently the XRP token over the last couple of days, and it seems to all be potentially aligning for the maybe, could be, possibly release of XRapid in the next couple of weeks. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. The Ripple website has undergone some changes that have not gone unnoticed by the XRP community. The redesigned site has highlighted RippleNet as the sole payment solution for global banks and other remittance services providers. RippleNet is further described as one frictionless experience to send money globally. One Twitter user by the name of Carl Downing noted that Xcurrent, XRapid, and XVIA were missing from the new Ripple website. His tweet went on to note the mentioning of 50,000 transactions per website on the new site. He says, "Where has Xcurrent, XRapid, and XVIA gone from Ripple.com? Everything seems to be branded RippleNet now. Although use case references 50,000 transactions a second, which is also interesting, hashtag XRP. So for those who have never been to the Ripple website before, it looks like this. You typically, before in the past, when you would click up here or even highlight over here, it would say Xcurrent, XRapid, XVIA. And these are now all gone. It is simply all called RippleNet, which is going to get a bit more interesting as I continue to read along. In response to the above tweet, another user put forth the idea that RippleNet could actually be the convergence solution everyone was talking about the last month or so. He went on to correct that the 50,000 transactions per second could only be possible through scaling options on the ledger. The XRP ledger has been noted as handling 1,500 transactions per second on its own. The full tweet can be seen below. For those who do not know what convergence is, we had news more or less a month ago, I want to say 4 or 5 weeks ago, that Ripple was potentially working on something that would bind all of their products together. A lot of people, the argument has normally been that institutions and banks are not using XRapid, therefore they are not using XRP, but instead they are using Xcurrent, which allows them to not even have to touch XRP at all, which we know for a fact at this point is false. As with Xcurrent, you're also able to use XRP, the coin, and it seems that now all three of them have not disappeared, but they've simply been bundled into one product called RippleNet, which is going to get even more interesting as I continue to read along. Here's the actual tweet. No need in actually reading because I just read that before. On the new website, XRP has been placed at the center of RippleNet as a way of sourcing on-demand liquidity while still ensuring payments are sent and received in local currency on either side of a transaction. The site goes on to provide the following infographic as to how it all works. Sorry for those who cannot see that very well. So pretty much it has US dollars, euro, Japanese yen, if I'm not mistaken, all flowing through digital asset exchange and hitting XRP, meaning XRP is being used, and then flowing to any other space that they might need to be used. This is once again interesting because we had news that for a while now, that if they did bind all of them together, the thing that would bind them and link them all together is the use of the XRP token. If this does turn out to be what everyone thinks it is, and if it's actually true, I am going to assume that the Ripple team would not have put this graphic onto their website if it wasn't going to be used and if it wasn't a thing. It now appears that, at least to onlookers, that's me and you, that all money and all sources and everything will be flowing through XRP in order to go to other people who are trying to swap it into their local currency, which, as you may have noticed, this news came out a couple of days ago, and it seems like people have, without a doubt, taking notice. This is why you are constantly seeing these spikes in price of XRP, because other people are realizing what this could mean. If we have a situation where everything has to or is going to flow through XRP, especially when we have over 200 partners, more than 200 partners who are partnered with Ripple, at least I believe 160 of them or something like that, who have announced that they are using Xcurrent. If they're using Xcurrent, which then has to flow through XRP, which is RippleNet, what then happens to the price of XRP as everyone is using XRP? Further observing the detailed infographic, we note that on both sides are different fiat currencies that indicate that RippleNet is active in the corresponding countries and regions of the United States, Europe, Japan, Mexico, Philippines, and Thailand. Also on both sides of XRP are digital asset exchanges, probably corresponding to Bittrex, Bitso, and Coins.ph. So this is the actual Ripple website. On top of all of this, another thing that has been happening, first of all, this is not only like incredible news, it's tremendous news. It's going to, as we get closer to the potential activation of XRapid, which a lot of people already believe may have one or two small users just to test to make sure that everything is kind of up and running. If this is what we've been hinted at, the convergence thing, and everything starts flowing exclusively through XRP, that is going to be a complete game changer. On top of this as well, we have something called Coil, which was announced quite a while ago. I'm going to read through a little bit of it, and I'm going to tell you exactly what this could then mean for the future. So the reason behind this meteoric rise have been somewhat unclear, but things like the upcoming Swell conference, which is, I believe, in a day or two, hosted by Ripple, and the potential release of Ripple's XRP-based settlement system XRapid have been floated as reasons behind the price rise. In addition to being used for Ripple's XRapid product, investors may be excited to hear about the upcoming launch of a new company called Coil. May provide even more use cases for the cryptocurrency. Coil is a recently founded company headed by a former Ripple executive that allows the internet's largest companies to effectively accept XRP as a form of payment, expanding its use from simply a settlement vehicle to an efficient currency. Coil was launched earlier this year by Ripple's former Chief Technology Officer, Stephen Thomas, with the goal of using micropayments to fix the current issues that currently exist with online advertisement placements. Coil currently has trial partnerships with YouTube, Wikipedia, and Twitch. So when we had news before about Bakkt being launched, BAKKT, which is what the New York Stock Exchange is trying to launch, this also came up as well, that we now have backing by other companies who are backing the Coil launch. And should we have a situation where someone else has figured out a way for companies and institutions and websites to easily accept XRP as a form of payment, that is going to be absolutely massive. I wish I could exactly explain to you just how massive that is going to be. I told you guys a couple of weeks ago and even months ago, I said a lot of people were criticizing the Ripple team. They said, we don't see them working with banks. We only hear them talking about institutions and this happening and cryptocurrency exchanges. And I said, what I think they're doing is, I think they already, in my personal opinion, already have banks in their back pocket. We know that they are partnered with 50 central banks around the world. Typically, when you have the central banks, you have the other smaller banks already in your pocket as well. I had the other video where I talked about all the countries who they've partnered with and the banks in those countries that they've partnered with. And I think they're moving on, not as in like they are done with banks, as in like they have conquered and they are looking to continuously conquer even more. So if we have something now where not only have they taken the banks, but they're also trying to make sure that eventually there will be a way to accept XRP as a form of payment, or even without you even knowing. As in, if let's say you are accepting, let's say you're buying something in California, and this California thing that you're buying from is actually located in another country, and this is where the actual payments get actually sent to. You could be paying in your local fiat currency, but it could be sent and transmitted through XRP and then settled back in their other local fiat currency, but you're still accepting, or rather you have used XRP as a payment method without even knowing it. This is all going to be incredibly interesting. Swell is, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I personally believe that don't hold your breath for Swell. I think a lot of hype gets put around these situations, and Ripple historically has not given us crazy news from Swell. It's typically about partnerships and stuff like that. But even a lot of these partnerships, a lot of the people who are talking on their panel tend to go over a lot of people's heads because people don't understand exactly who's talking or where they're from. If you look at the actual list of people who are going to be at Swell, these are some of the people who actually control monetary policies in the world. So it's all going to be quite interesting. Let's see exactly what is going to happen over the next couple of weeks if we actually do get XRapid launched, when they said potentially within the next month. It could be sooner, but it's going to be interesting to say the least. This is where there's a constant tug of war going on between XRP and Ethereum. And I think eventually within the next couple of weeks, we will probably have a clear winner, especially once XRapid gets activated. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Please tell me what you think about this. A lot of people think that this could have, or rather that this is the thing that we were talking about for quite some time. If this is actually convergence, if this isn't convergence and there's still something else that we actually have to look forward to, that would be insane. The fact that everything is apparently now RippleNet and could potentially all be running through XRP, this is absolutely insane. Thank you once again for watching and or listening. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you once again, and I'll talk to you all soon.